Yeah, well, music is always changing and evolving, and that's just that's just how it is. Um, Music has changed a lot today. As compared to let's say 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You know, but what a lot of people don't understand is that music sets the tone for society. In other words, music dictates society to a certain extent. What I mean by that is, like, when I was younger, I remember hearing music from like the Impressions, and my father and mother and sister would play music by Marvin Gaye and the Last Poets and stuff like that. So that type of music set the tone for society. People were more about civil rights and more about upliftment, and so that music just set the tone. You understand what I'm saying? So in saying that, a lot of people don't realize that music is a powerful thing, and so music is going to set the tone for society. It always has and always will. So that's just how it is. And the music that you got today, is the music that sets the tone for society. That's just how it is, man. You can't get around it. So be it good or be it bad, that's just how it is. So what I'm saying is, in essence, is that you have to be careful what you say and what you do with your music, because it plays a very important part on how people act in the streets and how people treat each other in society. That's just how it is. I was having a conversation with some of my little young homies, and I was like, well, man, I remember back in the day that I would listen to Cameo, or I listened to the Bar-Kays, or I listened to Roger Troutman and Zapp, or I listened to something like that, and it never made me want to go out and buy a gun or do something foul to somebody in the streets. It was just all about really just having a good time, enjoying each other's company, trying to meet a new female, or just partying or playing in a band, because we played instruments back then. So that's what it was about. But I've never listened to one of their songs and wanted to go out and shoot nobody or kill nobody or anything like that, because that music, it didn't dictate that. It didn't set the tone for, the violence in the streets. Even though we had it, but it just didn't run as rampant as it does today. So, you got to understand that, music, plays a very important part of the tone of society and how people treat each other in the streets. So if you can remember that, then you can understand the reason why the murder rate has went up, the reason why the crime rate overall has went up, and the reason why a lot of penitentiaries are filled with young people across the board. Your music, man, you got to be careful. You got to be careful, what you putting out there, what you listening to, because you take that same attitude off of them records that them artists made. You take that same attitude into the streets with you. So of course the streets are going to become more aggressive. That's just how it is. But a lot of people ask me what's my take on that, and a few people on YouTube, they ask me, well, what's your feeling on that? The music compared to yesterday as compared to today. What's your take on that? And to make a long story short, music dictates the tone of society. It always has and it always will. So until we realize that, then we could turn the negative things around and get back on track. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, for real, man. You just gotta be careful. So I made this for, you know, my MySpace friends, my YouTube friends, and this is just my own personal feeling. You know, I've been in the music thing for a very, very, very long time. I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of good. I've seen a lot of bad. I've seen a lot of things just change in the music game, period. You know, so this is a personal feeling on how I feel from what the feedback has been from other people just asking me questions. And I said, once I get a chance to really sit down and really converse about it, then, you know, I was going to spit it back at you on YouTube. But, you know, again, that's just my feeling. That's how I feel. You know, some people may beg to differ, but, you know, music to me has always dictated the tone of society. So, you know, that's it right there. And leave a comment, subscribe. It's Cool Ty in the house, live and in living color. You know? Alright then.